Sometimes you see a headline, and it's not even the news itself, it's the reaction to the news that really gets you. That's kind of what happened with Atul Parchure, right?
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, some people hear that name.
Yeah.
They know right away who it is, but then others, they'll be like, oh, that actor from the Kapil Sharma Show, right?
Exactly. And honestly, at first, that was us too. But then you start to see, like, everyone's talking about it. Bollywood stars, Marathi film legends, even the chief minister. And you realize, like, wow, this is bigger than just one TV show, you know?
It is. And I think it reminds us that behind every face we see on screen, there's a whole story there, a whole life of passion and hard work. And we don't always see that. And with Atul Parchure, that story, it started way before the Kapil Sharma Show. It began in Marathi theater.
And it's wild. You start to see these two worlds, right? You have Marathi theater, which is so vibrant, and then the huge world of Hindi cinema. And with him, those two come together. Like, look at Sachin Pilgaonkar. This guy's a legend in Marathi cinema, right? And his message, it wasn't just some formal thing. It was really personal,
It was. And the whole family, they're deeply involved in Marathi film. And you could feel it, the impact. His wife, Supriya Pilgaonkar, she put a message online. And it's really something. She talks about his silly smile, which, when you think about it, that says so much about him.
Yeah, and it was in Marathi originally, the translation. It's really powerful. Dear friend, you shouldn't have been like this. You fought a lot. You have tolerated a lot. You will always be missed. Your silly smile will always be missed.
Your silly smile will always be missed. And it gets you right there, that little detail, it makes him real. You feel that loss right along with them. And it wasn't just the Marathi film world either.
Right. Even Arjun Kapoor, he's huge in Bollywood. And even he shared a tribute that really struck me. He said that even when Atul Parchure played a villain, he was still, likable.
That's really something. Think about actors like, the late Alan Rickman. You love to hate them, but there's this charm there. Sounds like Parchure had that same thing going on.
It's amazing, right? I mean, we're talking huge names in Indian cinema, and then these really personal messages from people who knew him well, worked with him. And it went beyond the actors, too. Directors like Bowman Irani, producers like Ashoka Pandit, even the Maharashtra chief minister, they all made statements. I mean, it really makes you think about the impact he had, right? Not just as an entertainer, but as a person. And when you look at his films, it's really incredible. We're talking about those fun comedies like Khatamita, then you have romantic films like Salamish, and even a heist comedy, Chor Makaya Shore. I mean, that's quite a range.
It really is. And what's remarkable? He could move between all those different genres, no problem. One minute he's the funny guy, then the next he's like a serious antagonist. Reminds me of Robin Williams, Being able to do both the comedy and the drama, that's really special.
And don't forget, he did all of this in different languages, different film industries. He was a bridge between Marathi cinema and Hindi cinema.
Absolutely. And the chief minister, in his tribute, he even said that Atul Parchure could make the audience laugh out loud and sometimes bring tears to their eyes. I mean, to be able to do both of those things, that just shows how talented he was.
Yeah, and a lot of people, they'll probably remember him from the Kapil Sharma Show. That show is huge, especially for people who speak Hindi, and he definitely brought something unique to it.
Oh, yeah. The Kapil Sharma Show, it's like an escape, People watch it to laugh, and he was a big part of that.
I was actually watching some clips, and there's this one, I think they had a celebrity guest on, and he was playing a waiter. But, he's spilling tea everywhere, just being clumsy. It's classic Atul Parchure, that mix of physical comedy and, really funny lines.
That's a great example. He could use his whole body to make you laugh, But like we've been talking about, he was also incredibly strong, especially with everything else going on.
That's right. We can't forget about his fight with cancer. It's really inspiring, that even after going through treatment, he went right back to work.
It really is. To keep going like that. To find joy in his work, even with that challenge, that says a lot about him. It reminds you that even when things are hard, there's still good in the world. There's always a reason to keep going. And sometimes sharing that with other people is the best thing you can do.
It really makes you think about what Supriya Pilgaonkar said. You fought a lot. You have tolerated a lot. It seems like she saw his strength, but also how hard it really was for him.
And I think that's something we all need to remember. We never really know what someone else is going through. It makes you appreciate the good times even more.
It really makes you think, to be going through something like that, but still, he brought so much laughter to people. It makes you wonder, what really matters? What do you want people to remember about you?
It's true. I mean, look at his life. He was so dedicated, He knew what he loved, and he did it. He started in theater, he's great, and then he moved on to TV and movies. Different languages, different types of roles, it didn't matter to him. He was talented, yeah, but he also worked so hard he didn't let anyone put him in a box.
And that strength, that ability to find the good even when things were tough, that's inspiring. It makes you think about your own life. What do you want to do? What kind of mark do you want to leave?
Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in everything, the day-to-day stuff, the problems. But then you see someone like him, and it reminds you that there's always room for laughter, for connecting with people, for making them happy. And those are the things people remember.
That's a powerful thing, isn't it? To be remembered for how you made people feel.
Absolutely. I mean, when it comes down to it, it's about the people in your life, the good times, the difference you make. And Atul Parchure, he really got that. He lived it.
He did. Well, that about wraps up this deep dive. But before we go, we want to leave you with something to think about. When you think about your own legacy, what comes to mind? What parts of Atul Parchure's story really connect with you? It's something to consider as we say goodbye to this talented artist and, from what we can tell, an amazing person.